burst of inspiration to create a piece of art, started contemplating how to execute, and then 6 months later noticed all your supplies gathered collecting dust? I know that one very well. As an artist, I have a deep desire for creation and investing my free time into my art. I get excited about playing with new materials, sketching my dogs, and painting with my friends. I know my creative passion, making visual art, lights me up. However, I also understand what it's like to struggle and feel alone in your creative passion. I too have thought my art is just for fun. I have felt the turmoil in my body and my mind as I consider sharing my sketchbook. I have felt stuck, uninspired, and isolated. I have stopped working on a piece halfway through and let it sit for years, like a constant looming reminder of my lack of inspiration. From a young age, I knew that I was creative. Somewhere along the line, someone mentioned something about having to get a job one day. I spent many of my teenage years trying to figure out how to beat the system so I could just spend my life doing what I loved, drawing. In my exploration, I discovered that there was actually a wide range of opportunity for me to have exactly the life I wanted. There are plenty of career paths that would allow me to be creative and spend my time drawing. So I dove in and went to art school and continued my exploration. The two things I took away were a great understanding and passion for the importance of drawing and the inspiration and impact community can offer creative minds. After college, I found my loophole around the dreaded idea of a job. I landed a job in a silkscreen shop where I got to draw other people's art. I found myself uninspired, lacking follow-through, and letting my personal art materials collect dust. I was creating, but not for me, not my work, not my voice. I realized I was missing a major component, community. I went on a search for my art community again. I looked around town, I looked online, I looked for classes, but I struggled to get what I needed from them. Some local art groups had a bit of a pish-posh art attitude that turned me off. Online forums and sites offered very minimal constructive feedback. And classes offered cool tips and tricks, but when the class was over, inspiration faded. I knew I couldn't be the only artsy person out there looking for something that offered me a solution to staying inspired and motivated to create. I reflected for a while and had realized I had previously created exactly what I needed. In college, I created an artist collaborative where we all worked together to further each other's artistic growth. I had organized work nights where artists could share their art, talk technique, brainstorm concepts, as well as give and receive constructive feedback. I worked on collaborative projects, curating and organizing pop-up art shows and gallery shows. I knew this was possible to create again, and that amazing creative minds like you deserve to have a space in the world that nurtures and honors your imagination and your voice. Well, I did it! I created and designed Open Heart Creations with you in mind. In art and visual communication, there are fundamentals that can always be revisited or studied deeper that will enhance your ability to communicate through visual art successfully. By addressing the fundamentals, you increase your understanding of visual language, create more confidence in your creative process, and achieve the satisfaction of a finished piece of artwork you're proud of. Whether you have finished many pieces and remember the satisfying feeling, or have not yet brought a work to finish but would like to, the best place to start or revisit is the drawing. Drawing is the starting point of visual art. To me, drawing is the bones upon which you build your art. Drawing allows you to bring an idea from the ether into the physical world. The ability to communicate clearly through drawing can help every visual artist, no matter where you are in your artistic journey. Photographers, painters, illustrators, graphic designers, printmakers, filmmakers, animators, sculptors, architects, and makers of all sorts are creators that use drawing to further their visual communication skills. But you don't have to be any of these for drawing to be a useful communication tool. Engineers, teachers, and parents are some other examples of non-artistic roles that can use drawing to elevate their communication. The other important point to acknowledge is community. Having a group of people you feel safe to ask questions, share tips, brainstorm, gain perspective, and get constructive feedback is a huge factor in moving you forward on your creative journey. A community that supports you will help you stay accountable for your goals. When you put yourself in a group that can envision and dream with you, a group that speaks the visual art language, a group that roots only for your success, you will stay inspired, in action, confident, and fulfilled. I would love to hear your feedback, your thoughts, and your ideas, so please leave me a comment. And stay tuned for the next video.